Another day we get ready for more mullen madness. Hi again, everyone. I hope you're all doing really well. So it's pre-market on Tuesday, and Mullen Automotive is looking to edge slightly down, although it's staying relatively flat at the moment, looking to lose about 1 cent from yesterday's closing price of 60 cents per share. I wouldn't read into it too much at this point in time. However, it's like, there's been no sort of PR out from the company or any sort of news following on from yesterday. There was a bit that came out yesterday. Obviously, the deal with NRTC to sell 3 trucks to them. Not a huge deal, but still sale nonetheless. Interestingly, I didn't make the connection straight away, but NRTC is actually one of the companies that Mullen Automotive used to help equip their warehouse for, or factory for, producing the vehicles. So there's a bit of a connection there. Funny thing or not, I don't know. Anyway, yeah, so look, I've had a bit of commentary lately in my videos about don't listen to people who are optimistic about Mullen. And like, why are you watching videos that are clearly coming from someone who is a little bit optimistic about Mullen if you think that? I think it's like a dumb comment. But look, obviously, I know people who've been in Mullens, if you've been bag holding Mullens since day one, you just put a small position in and held it hoping to, recover your costs over the time. And obviously you've been sorely hurt because you've lost like 99% of your investment. I understand that pain, but you've got to realize that not everyone is just sitting there and holding and hoping for a miracle. Okay, like a lot of people are a little bit more active or proactive with their investing. And, for me personally, I'm not someone who bought into Mullen, a couple of years ago. I only bought into them initially this year. I bought them because I thought they were already quite a beaten down stock when they were trading around 9 cents per share. And I dollar cost averaged a swing trade to like balance out my position the other week. And then just yesterday, I added a similar amount to my position to what I initially invested. So I haven't got a huge stake in Mullen Automotive, but I still think that at the moment, the company's undervalued. And I think that there is a real possibility that we could start to see a bit of a rebound once we navigate through the September 5th and September 6th, key dates with the NASDAQ. So, that's my position. That's why I'm optimistic. I'm not someone who's just been bag holding the stock for several years. I'm someone who's actually, looked at the financials and sort of thought that, yeah, look, there is value here that's not actually being realized in the share price. And, based on the most recent financials, you see that again, the company is starting to turn positive with revenue, it's starting to have money coming in, and you look at the net assets on the books and it's higher than what the stock is trading at. And that's, obviously a good sign. And obviously, you got to balance that out with the fact that it's a business that burns a lot of cash at this stage in its development. But, there are positive signs, and there are like analysts who are putting higher price targets on it. There are reasons why the stock's being beaten down. There's obviously some talk, I don't know how true it is, but like obviously, illegal trading in the stocks. There's been a few companies bring this up this year, and it sounds like Mullen Automotive, based on the letter they put out to shareholders last week, might have some further evidence which they're planning on presenting about this. And also there's the fact that, we've obviously got that NASDAQ deadline to get back above $1 by September 5th or 6th. I think, well, I'm just saying September 6th because it's like September 5th is the last trading session, but and for 10 consecutive days, which they can't do. And everyone knows that. And that's part of the risk of what I took on board when I bought more of the shares yesterday. Now, I don't think we're going to come and see Mullen delisted come September 6th. That's not what's going to happen. There will be a notice given by the NASDAQ. Possibly, they might not. They don't necessarily always act on these regulations, I suppose, to the letter of the law. They apply a bit of, discretion. Okay, and they might not even issue a delisting notice come September 6th. I can't say this for sure, but I've followed a company that went through a far worse share price issue than Mullen Automotive has, and you know what? They're actually still listed today. If they do get a delisting threat, I've said this before, Mullen Automotive can appeal it, and that's a drawn-out process. It costs the company money to do the appeal. There's like a $20,000 application process, but Mullen Automotive can, if they can show to the NASDAQ that they've got a plan to get the stock back to above $1, then, you know, they will get that stay of execution. The company, I've mentioned it here several times before, it's Exceller Technologies. They just did a huge reverse stock split to like blow out the liquidity in the stock. And, you know, they've got no chance of getting an extension if the stock was to fall back below $1. And, you know, they've been trading, you know, very comfortably in it used to be the $5 to $6 range, is now trading around the $4 to $5 range at the moment. But they're a company that, you know, has obviously staved off a real delisting threat. They had a notice to be delisted because their stock traded below 10 cents for 10 consecutive days following an initial reverse stock split. They did another reverse stock split, and then the issue's done. Like they won their appeal. Now, you know, MULN Automotive, if they have to go through an appeal, they can show that they are investigating illegal manipulative trading. They can show that they have a book value that far exceeds their their trading value. They can also show that they, you know, are only just starting to turn into a revenue positive company, and that they have orders on the way. They also don't have an issue with liquidity. They're in terms of like the trading of their stock, that's not really an issue. There's a lot of volume being traded every day. You know, there's a lot of evidence in their favor that will see them stay on the Nasdaq. If the company was trading below 10 cents at the moment, that would be a different matter. I would actually be seeing it like, yes, it becomes a bit more serious, but, you know, I don't think we're going to get immediately delisted. Obviously, of course, what I'm saying here is not investing advice. It's just what I understand, what I've seen. So I think that's why I think that, you know, MULN Automotive, yes, it's beaten down at the moment, and, you know, there is the risk of getting delisted, but I don't, you know, I'm factoring that into my decision to invest in the company. Yeah. And you know what? I've actually got a little bit of more money earmarked where I might actually buy even more shares down the track. I'm probably looking at like waiting until after September 6th to see what comes of that, whether or not I deploy that capital into MULN Automotive, because yes, I understand it is a risk. So, you know, the whole point of this rant I want to say is like, if you're someone who says, don't listen to people who pump MULN, firstly, I don't think I pump MULN. I try to be objective with it, but I also give my opinion on it. And now you also have to understand that people have different experiences in investing in the stock. The company's been listed for years. Okay, so your experience is going to differ from someone else's. That's the bottom line. Anyway, hopefully we have a good day's trade. I'll leave it at that. Until next time, everyone, may the markets trade in your favor. Cheers.